let's go right to a question from AOTV Productions, who says, Eric, SummerSlam 2025 takes place at MetLife Stadium, where Cena Rock 2 took place. Any chance the third match happens there? Well, that's a good question. What do you think, Eric? Could we see that happen later this year, maybe? What if Cena does become the champion and he wrestles Rock at SummerSlam? It feels like a big main event, doesn't it?
Of course. And then what if Rock beats Cena? He's got the title, and now we've got Rock and Cody.
There you go.
Because the story, you could keep both stories going at the same time. You could be building Cody could be fighting his way for an opportunity to get to the Rock.
Yes.
And that story could last a year easily.
Because what's the Rock's nickname? Remember? The Final Boss.
Yeah. We just booked it right here.
Come on. AOTV Productions has a great follow-up question. He says, Vince Russo has said that he finds Triple H's creative boring, and he wasn't intrigued until Rock and Gurwitz came back in. Do you think he has a personal grudge against him? What do you think? Do you think Vince Russo has some sort of vendetta with Triple H? What do you think of that, Eric?
I don't know why he would. He didn't work with him. I mean, he worked with him, as a part of the creative team at WWE, obviously, but it's not. I don't know. Can't imagine, but who knows? Sometimes I wonder, do people just make up this drama in their head for something to talk about? Like, is it just good commentary? Is it something that he can go off on one of his New York rants and get what he thinks is his character over? I don't know. I guess it must be working. He's still doing it at some level. How is his podcast doing anyway? Russo's. Is it a number?
Oh no, yeah. He has his subscribers. It's his full-time job. He does well with it.
Good. Well, good for him. He's good at something then.
Okay, that was a backhanded compliment. Travis wants to know, hey gents, the triple threat Mania match with Reigns, Rollins, and Punk doesn't have any real stakes, no title. Surely Paul Heyman somehow becomes the Jeopardy without any stakes. Should it main event? Has that match been officially announced? Silva, if you know, chime in audio-wise so we can hear you, because I don't know that match has been announced.
No, not yet.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Yeah, so Super Dave knows some. He didn't say, no, it's not been advertised or set up. He said, not yet.
Well, but here's the deal. That has been mentioned since the Royal Rumble. It's been spoken about as if that three-way dance was going to happen. I've never been sold on this match, though. Even though it's been long speculated, and a lot of the others, people have nailed, like Cody and Cena. That was suggested a long time ago. Right. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. That was suggested a long time ago. But I think this one could still be in flux. I really wouldn't want to see them in a three-way. You're not really a fan of three-ways, are you?
Well, I think three ways, I've said it a bunch of times on this show. My opinion, it's a cop-out.
Yeah.
Unless there are three really good stories that need to collide in the ring in order to come to an end, it's just an attraction. It's an excuse to get big names in the ring, so you got headlines, so to speak, from a promotional point of view. These are your top guys, and they're all going to be in the ring at the same time. But unless there's a reason for it, if you can't tell me why they're all in the ring and why it should be a main event, then it shouldn't be a main event. It's all about the why. Why would they do that? And then, you've got the issue. I don't know. Maybe I should just step back for a minute and think about it from a more positive angle. Let's ask the question. What would any three of those guys, how would they benefit from being in the ring with each other from a perception point of view? Short answer is they're not. They won't. Because we're already at such a high level. Is Roman Reigns going to become more over as a result of being in this match, unless there's some kind of wacky important finish? Is Rollins, is Punk? No, they're already I'm not going to say as over as they can get, but they're not going to benefit from this trifecta. Well, if there's not one talent that's going to get over as a result of this above the others, if there's no motivation in that regard, why do it? Because it kind of dilutes all three. If there's no story, there's no emotion, because there's no why, and there's no reason for anybody to get behind it one way or the other, then it's just an exhibition, or it's just an attraction match, and yeah, it'll matter a little bit, and people will be happy to see it because you got three big stars, but it won't mean much.
So listen, Eric, since we've gone live, there's been some breaking news. Maybe to the surprise of no one, there's been a new signing to WWE today. The news is out that Rey Fenix is the newest WWE superstar. That story was broken by Sean Ross Sapp over at Fightful.com. As he tweeted, Rey Fenix is officially signed by WWE. More details on both the English and Spanish select pages. So yeah, I guess this isn't that big of a surprise. The rumor and innuendo is that he wanted out of his AEW deal. We had heard he was released. I guess it was only a matter of time before he signed. But now the question is, Eric, do you make him a tag team partner for Penta? Or do you keep him separate? What would you do if you had Rey Fenix fall into your lap today?
Without knowing what their tag team landscape looks like or the plans for it, the next 6 months. So given that we don't know that, I would want to keep them apart until I figured out exactly. No, they may not. Look, this is not a surprise to anyone, including WWE. So let's just be real about that. I've known about this months before it first showed up in the press. And so he's been working at this for a long time. And I'm sure WWE was aware somehow of the progress and where they were all at. They may already have a plan, or at least an idea, a premise for a plan. But if they don't, keep your options open. There may be the right time to bring them together, because that's what everybody will be kind of interested in seeing, I would think. Those that are familiar with those two in AEW, they're going to want to see them together as a tag team. Well, don't give it to them right away. If you know that's what they want to see, make them want to see it even more. And that takes a little bit of time. And then you've got an option. You could bring them in, you could start out working together, and then whatever, you could book that yourself. It's easy. But yeah, I'd hold off just to keep my options open.
We've got a lot of questions here. We're taking your questions live here at 83weeks.com. If you've got a question for Eric, hit us up now. We want to hear from you.